The year is 2015, and NXT takes over Brooklyn for the very, very first time. I'm very excited to talk about this show. There's 5 matches on the card, but there were additional matches for the following week of NXT. We're going to read the results about all that stuff. This is the Big Pop 30 Podcast retrospect, and we're going to take down this graphic. We actually have a graphic up. Anytime you literally click this video, it's immediately you just see people here. But let's take the graphic down. I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooh Bar, and I'm joined with the sensational, the spectacular, I'm sorry, I messed up my S's, the spectacular ShaySawyer. It's been a while since we've done a show together. I am glad to see you, girl. I look forward to talk about some NXT because that is how we, the first time we ever did a show together was NXT. So I look forward to talk about some 2015 NXT. And we're joined with the smartest guy in the room, Rich King. Rich King, sir, how the heck are you?
Doing well, can't complain. Doing well.
See, that's why his skin is so good, because he don't complain. That is fantastic. I'm envious of that great skin of his. But guys, NXT in 2015, it was the first NXT Brooklyn takeover. I do have a story, if everyone don't mind, if I tell this real quick. But this pay-per-view, because this wasn't called a PLE, but this pay-per-view was August 22nd, 2015. So this was the day before my birthday. And like a fool, I didn't go. I just didn't go. What happened? I remember we, Justin, oh, I'm sorry, I said shoot name. Rich King was living in Brooklyn. I know I botched that. Oops. But he was living in Brooklyn. We all linked up. We had a good time. We played some Mario Kart, Smash Bros. We were having a good time, right? So anyway, I didn't see the show live, but I watched it the next day on my iPad. And as I watched it on my iPad, I felt like a fool for not watching the show live or going to the Barclays Center because it looked like such a great time. Shay, let me ask you. I mean, obviously you watched the pay-per-view, but did you sit there watching and be like, man, I need to go to an NXT show?
I thought I told you I went.
Oh, this is the one you went to. Okay. I'm sorry. Tell the story.
This is the reason why I love Finn Balor. This is the first match I ever saw him live, and it made me like literally fall in love with him as a wrestler. And then I just obviously, you see, I haven't stopped. I'm still here.
No, absolutely not. You're ready to burn down the world. When I saw a tweet that you shared. By the time people watch this would be a Tuesday. But you was very upset again because when Seth Rollins won, I forget which SummerSlam this was, but what was this, 2023 when he won, and it upset you all over. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to traumatize you. I get that. I understand.
I was so upset. I'm literally traumatized. Triple H, why do you hate Finn Balor after everything he did for you? I need to know.
Why do you hate Finn Balor? Rich Kings, I know that at the moment you're watching some of this stuff, but what do you think so far of NXT Brooklyn? How have you been enjoying the show?
No, it's a great show. It's funny to see how it was back then, how to translate to the stars right now. And even back then, I honestly remember watching wrestling and seeing that damn guy with that green t-shirt. And this is probably the earliest. I'm like, I spotted him. I'm like, why the hell is he there? Oh my gosh, he just irritates me. I need to know what he does for a living. Who is he?
Wait, you don't like green shirt guy?
No, he pissed me off too.
God, this is
when you see something too much and you just get sick of it, that's why I am. If I see something or eat something too much, I don't want it anymore. And he's too much. I do the same to you.
No, seriously. When I was watching Finn and Kevin Owens match, and everyone's like, "Yeah," going crazy, he's just there, get out the front row if you're gonna be with this energy. Get out the front row, seriously, or get off the hard cam. I don't know.
just go away. That's pretty much what I'm getting out of this.
What was that Matt Hardy line?
What? Which one?
Delete.
Oh, delete. Delete. You know what's funny? I didn't even notice him there, but it's so hilarious that you guys are mentioning that you guys spotted him because, I feel like the last few years he really started to be noticeable, if that makes sense. I feel like lately it's been more, hey, green shirt guys, they're green shirt. But you're telling me, and this is a pay-per-view that was 10 years ago, and he was there. I know Brock Lesnar's shirt guy, right? Y'all know him, but Yeah, I didn't know Green Shirt guy goes that far back. What? Don't do that, Shay. What? Like,
no, he was getting tore up last week.
he was. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I did not know that. Jeez, it's amazing now. You know, it's amazing because, like, you know, we're talking about these guys who are in the crowd. They're not even superstars, but they're literally famous for just being in these seats or a shirt or something like that. I just find that amazing. I feel like I'm not doing something right. I think I need to have a particular shirt or something going for me, but I can't afford those seats to be in, especially in today's WWE. I don't think I would ever be in the front row, especially in WWE, especially today's WWE. Now, I know, right?
You had to go in the 70s or something.
Yeah, I would hope, right? And you would hope and pray that the camera could see you from all the way up there, right? Like from the up to the top. Because the way, I don't know if you heard Rich Kings. You know, before we get into this, we could talk a little bit about the ESPN deal if everyone's up for it. But did you hear about that deal, Rich Kings?
You know, yeah, of course. I was watching ESPN First Take when it happened. Roman Reigns is on talking about it and sharing how great it, you know, he thinks it is. And honestly, like, when you think about sports and entertainment value, like, it just makes sense for you to join something like ESPN, right? So I think it's a good deal. Personally, we want to get more eyeballs on wrestling. So what better platform to do it than on ESPN? They're already featured on the ESPN website anyway, but to put it on, like, the TV, it matches up.
Do you want me to take the floor here first, Sawyer? Do you have anything you want to add to this?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I have to figure it out, like, to see how it is, and someone has to show me because I don't have ESPN. I don't watch any other sports. I only watch wrestling, so I don't have it. So it's an inconvenience to me because I mean I already have Peacock. I had Peacock before like WWE even came over there, but it's just like it was convenient. It's like there now. It's like I have to figure out this whole other new all these apps. I mean, whatever. I just feel like the more when they kind of do this stuff, I feel like they're losing the plot, and I'm kind of like I don't know, just like. But you know what? I can't. It's a business decision. Do your thing. I'm just like
To take the floor here real quick, and then we'll talk about some NXT. I think as a business, it's a smart move because, like how you guys are pointing out, you get more eyes, and also too, it's the money. Like they're probably making way more money than what they were doing on Peacock, and I'm assuming because I just don't know. But as the consumer, this sucks because I don't have ESPN. And then they talked about like then you're paying what $40 for a pay-per-view. I've been spoiled with $7.99. I know now it's going to be $10.99 because I heard Peacock is going up. I'm not sure if it's this year or next year, but like I'm just saying I was spoiled. So now you're telling me you want to spend more money. And then when you have all these apps, which all equal up to a cable bill, you're kind of just like, just take my paycheck, bro. Like I live in New York, so stuff is hard. So like I do believe business wise, I'm not a businessman by any means. And sometimes people when they talk about wrestling, this is great for the business, and I'm like, that's cool, but I don't get any of that money. So that stuff don't do anything for me. But I do sit here and say, really, like using my brain here, it's a smart move for them. But yeah, I might not be watching those pay-per-views. I might have to be going to them shows. We won't be doing them live anymore. Sorry, guys.
No.
but unless you want to scoot that ESPN stuff this way, Rich Kings, and help out you want to help out the team here.
I got you.
See, this guy's great. This is why we're the tag champs. He's one of us got to be which one of us is between Edge and Christian? Who's Christian?
I think we know the answers to that question.
All right, let's move on. So anyway, that's really rude. I like Christian anyway, by the way. But let's talk about some of the matches that happened before NXT Stand and Deliver. I mean, sorry, NXT. I'm so sorry. I apologize. NXT Brooklyn. We had a 8-man tag. I know I botched that. I so apologize. We had the Hype Bros, Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley going against, with Enzo Amore, and I forgot he had a first name. I was just going to say Cassidy or Big Cass, but Colin Cassidy. They defeated the team of Dash Wilder, Scott Dawson, Chad Gable, and Jason Jordan. Dash Waller and Scott Dawson. I forgot that was their names, honestly. That was the Revival, now known as FTR. Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. I want to say they were called the Alpha, not Academy. It was like Alpha Males or something like that. But
It sounds like
this
Alpha America or something.
yes, thank you, Alpha American, Alpha America or something like that, which was a good team. It didn't last long, but you have all these teams here. They go 12 minutes and 50 seconds. It's interesting. We'll talk about the tag team match, but we have Enzo and Kaz here in a regular match. Instead, they were not on the card. I want to give you the floor here, ShaySawyer. I mean, I know you was watching NXT enough, so I know you're very fluid in this stuff. But does it kind of surprise you that Enzo and Kaz was not on the main card, especially with them being in New York?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. Yeah, it did, but I mean, they decided the matches they wanted to have on there, that they felt like, there were some matches that I didn't think were that good, but I mean, they served the purpose of, I guess, like showcasing new talent, which like I feel like they could have swapped that out with the Apollo versus Ty Dillinger match for sure, because I feel like that was kind of like, but I get it, like, he was, that was his debut, and I guess it was a big deal, but they definitely could have swapped, because that match was literally like a waste of my time. But
we'll talk about it. Okay. And you know what, too? I'm sorry. I feel like because I did ask the question, but wanted to include this because I think Enzo and Kaz. I guess what I meant to really ask here is that Enzo and Kaz, New York, they were over, and they were not in that tag team match. And I think that's what I was trying to get at. Like, surprised that they wasn't on that match. I know that they faced Blake and Murphy, some takeover ago, but even still, I'm like, man, you're in New York. These are New York guys, right? And a lot of times when they go to these shows, and this is the hometown boys or gals, they usually make sure they're on the card, especially in a championship match. So I guess what I was trying to say is I was pretty surprised that because I forget like all the stuff that led up and everything like that, but I was surprised that they didn't go for the tag titles. But the results here, the Hype Bros and Enzo and Kaz get the wins over the Hills. We have a match. We have Eva Marie against Carmella. I vaguely remember this match, but they go 7 minutes and 17 seconds. I mean, and anyway, if anyone want to jump in, if there's any thoughts, please do. I just wanted to read the results here before we could talk about NXT proper or NXT Brooklyn proper. We had Bull Dempsey. I remember Bull. I remember he had a he had a unique chant. The crowd would just say "Bull, Bull, Bull, Bull," and I don't know. I always felt like someone was just in the background saying another word after it, but I digress. But Bull Dempsey, and I forget at this point. I want to say he was a face at this point because you remember he had that gimmick where they made it where he was just obese and like every time he ran, he was winded, and then it was like Bull Fit. That's what it was, Bull Fit, like that. You remember that Bull Fit?
Vaguely. Oh my god, so like I literally removed so much information. I'm losing ancient scrolls here. Like, please.
That's fair. But he gets the win over Elijah, who ends up being I always feel like I mixed up his name, but like Elijah Sampson, so he eventually becomes a big deal. And then we have this fatal four.
Is it Elias?
It is Elias. See, I always mix it up. I just know the name has an E, and then I do my best after that. But it is Elijah. Thank you. And then we had a fatal four-way. Huh? I'm sorry.
I forgot what his old name was. I was so confused for a minute. I'm like,
no, but you nailed it because like I have Elias, but I was like, no, it was like Elijah or something like that. It was like a whole nother name. But you know what it is? Because like you remember this name, and then for whatever reason, like how you say you remove certain information. So I remember this, and then when I have another piece of new information, then that old information has gone somewhere. And then we had a fatal four-way. Now I gotta look up who the other person was, but Emma, she defeats Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and I don't have the other name here because it cuts off here. But my point in saying all this here is that so I've always heard this thing where Emma wasn't supposed to win. I guess someone missed this spot and she won, but she won, and that's good for her. I just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, I don't have the other name.
I was happy.
I want to say she was Hill at this point. She had to have been Hill at this point. And she got the W. I'm gonna look up this last person because it's bothering me. Just it's like bear with me at this recording here. Who's that last? Oh, Dana Brooks. Okay, Dana Brooke was here at the time. Dana Brooke, Ash by Elegance. You know, I do want to talk real quick before we talk about Dana Brooke. Now she's trying to go for the Knockouts champion, although JC Jane's the champion. I look forward to seeing JC knock her out. So that's my JC Jane rant for everyone because I know that's what they wanted to hear. I am of the people. Thank me. Now, Rich Kings, I'm going to give you the floor because I've been running my mouth here so much, and I'll give you the floor after this one here, ShaySawyer. So the show opens up with Jushin Thunder Liger going against Tyler Breeze. It was a singles match. They go 8 minutes and 42 seconds. So Tyler Breeze he wanted competition. He wanted to face somebody, and William Regal said, "Yo, I got you. I'm going to go elsewhere and find somebody who's going to fight you." And we're treated to Jushin Thunder Liger. So this was a big deal because Jushin Thunder Liger or Liger, I don't think I need to say the whole name, but he's never competed in a WWE ring. He's a Japanese legend. And for me, this was like the first match I ever got to see him in. I feel like I've heard the name, I've heard about the lore so slightly. So you hear these things, but you're not familiar with his work. But, I'm running my mouth here. I said I'll give you the floor. So, Rich Kings, please take the floor. What did you think about this opener, Jushin Thunder Liger and Tyler Breeze?
It was the opening was fine. I would say I would just repeat that. It was a fine opening match. It wasn't a match that I was like more captivated to see more of this guy. I was just like, who's this guy in the suit? Like, what's going on? And I feel like he did a serviceable job, like really beating up Tyler Breeze here. Like there was no part of the match I thought that he was gonna win the match. I was like, this guy's gonna I don't think he tried to put him over. I just don't know what was happening. I just thought it was to me it was almost like a squash. It was so much offense. I love when he hit this kind of like the submission move on him in the ring when he kind of put the I don't know what it's called, but he hit the submission move. I was like, wow, this is gonna be great. But I'm not
like that surfboard. I'm sorry, like that surfboard. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So maybe it's because I'm not a big Tyler Breeze fan, so maybe that's why I enjoyed that match so much to see him lose. But it like I was saying, to open a match, I like a banger. I like something that's gonna set the tone, and it set the tone for the whole pay-per-view. I think that was probably one of the worst matches of the pay-per-view or PLE, where it was called this time. But I would say that it didn't leave me wanting more from that individual, if that makes sense. And looking back at it now, like if this was a trivia question, I'm like, well, who the hell was that? Like I don't know how long he was there for. Like I just don't get it. So if you ask me who was Tyler Breeze, I could tell you who he was, but I couldn't tell you who that guy was at all. But it was a serviceable match. I just don't think compared to the match quality of the rest of the card, it just wasn't there for me personally.
I'm going to give you the floor here, ShaySawyer, but I just want to know Rich Kings because, you've challenged me to wrestling debate, and you've made it clear you'll never beat me because I'm going to know all of this. I just want to throw that out there.
Okay.
So you could just raise this hand right
Give me
now.
24 hours. Give me 24 hours, you'll lose.
Okay.
I believe it.
Disgusting. ShaySawyer, please take the floor. What did you think of this match, madam?
Yeah, it wasn't anything like crazy to be like, oh my god, do you remember that match? Like, no way. But I just think about like, oh my god, like Tyler Breeze, I forgot how much I liked him. I loved his like character, like I loved his look. Like he just had something about him. Like I'm really sad that they just let that flop. Like, not to say he's a flop, I'm just saying there was so much more they could have done with him. I just feel like they really didn't let that go. Yeah, Jushin, he was great, obviously. But it was so short and sweet. It was like, kind of like what Rich King said. It's like I would be intrigued to see more, obviously, but it's like the match was so short, kind of thing. But yeah, it was all right. I gave it a 4.5 out of 10. So, not terrible. If you're above a 4, that means you're above average match. Well, you're right there. You probably received a "This is awesome" chant. Probably.
I'm glad that you brought. I'm glad that you brought the rankings on how you do it, because we've chatted a little bit, and I know you've watched a lot of the takeovers, and I want to say even some of the current stuff, like maybe we watch not necessarily Stand and Deliver, but you know what I'm talking about, like that 2.0 era, a lot of their like PLEs, and you would tell me like, this match was this and this, and you'll watch it back, and you're like, I felt this way, maybe watching it, but now it's different from I'm gonna say 2025 eyes. So I'm glad that you brought that. So that's so cool. And I'm glad that you mentioned Tyler Breeze, because that was the thing I wanted to mention. Do you feel like there could have been more to him on the main roster? Do you feel like his gimmick, I know this is like it's a random question, but you know how sometimes you might see a gimmick and you're like, on the main roster, there's a ceiling, but in NXT, you could keep going with that. Do you feel that way with Tyler Breeze? Do you think that there was a ceiling for him on the roster?
I feel like he should have done or could have done much more on the main roster, because I do feel like the main roster, like I feel like we've always had this mindset, like especially back then before, like, when it was Black and Gold, where it was like I feel like the character people thrived a little bit more on the main roster as opposed to like in NXT, where it was more like wrestling was more at the forefront.
Okay.
So I feel like, but they didn't want to give him a chance. It's so sick. Beautiful hair, though. Beautiful hair.
He has lovely hair. Yeah, lovely, lush. And he was really good at adapting, because the stuff that he did with Fandango was pretty fun. Rich Kings, from what you saw with Tyler Breeze, do you feel like there was I'm going to send the same question to you. Do you feel that same way? Like there was a ceiling with him? Do you think there was more to it?
Yeah, the main card is the ceiling. I felt that way, right? So when I see Tyler Breeze, I thought of Eminem, right? That's maybe why I wasn't a big fan of him. Like I just saw the Eminem persona. I was like how far can you go besides a tag team for me at the main roster? Versus being on NXT, he probably could have been a lot more. And I think that's when you think about NXT, and I think about why Tommaso Ciampa said what he said, right? Like he's perfect for NXT. He's great. On that main card, he kind of gets lost, and look at him, he just buried the tag team division for the last couple of years. But when he was at NXT, he was ruling NXT. So I do think sometimes certain wrestlers and their skill set and their abilities are best set for the NXT brand versus the main roster.
Okay. I will just talk about this match real quick, and then we'll talk about the tag match. I thought this was fun. I think this was a treat for people who were not familiar with Jushin Thunder Liger, like myself. And I do hear what you guys say about, like, 8 minutes, and maybe it could have went another I don't know, maybe 4 minutes, maybe another 4 minutes, just to, because they might have been, it's almost like they were cooking and then it just stopped instead of just going further. So, and it was cool seeing Tyler Breeze. I mean, Tyler Breeze he's an interesting one. I remember a time, I want to say in 2014, I remember there was like that fatal 4-way. It was him, Sammy, Tyson Kidd, and Neville. And I mean, he was popping out there. And I think there was a lot of people who were expecting, not to say he was going to win the championship, but a lot of people were behind him. And it makes me wonder, man, what NXT might have been if they had that North American championship? Because I think he would have been really good at a mid-carder. I do think that would have been something beneficial. Obviously, they didn't have that title. This is 2015. Didn't show up till, I want to say, 3 years later. But this was a fun match, and I still think this was fun, and I think that Tyler Breeze was the perfect opponent for Jushin Thunder. I'm sorry, because it says there's not even a T, that's an H. Jushin Thunder. I think he was the perfect opponent for him to get his moves over and everything like that. Let's talk about this tag team match. We had the Von Villains, Adrian English, and Simon Gotch. They went against Blake and Murphy. What, Alexa Bliss? Now, can I just say here real quick? I do not miss this Blake and Murphy entrance. I almost fell the fuck out because the way the camera zooms in like this, I said, just what, you like that entrance? I almost fell.
I love it. Everywhere. I loved it. I was gonna hype up. I love the whole thing. I love how they had like a whole choreography, like, Alexa pushing them through, because she's the breakout.
Right. She broke out. Yeah. She. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my gosh. She's the only one still with the company. You're right. Like, what's amazing when you watch back some of the stuff, right? What's amazing about the stuff when you watch. we're gonna we're gonna get Buddy. I love it. I love how Shay's like in the room, like, don't worry, well, trustmebro.com, right? I love it. I was gonna say, it's amazing. It's amazing when you watch back. Do you guys ever like watch back something and you see what like someone was before, what they were before, and then where they are now? So Alexa's been with this company for 10 years, right? And I remember when she was like the pixie angel or Disney princess, and then she turned heel and she joined up with Buddy and I said Buddy and Murphy. I'm sorry, just Buddy and Murphy. I feel like they had another name. Wasn't it like Baff or something like that? Or Boff, like BAMF. I feel like there was a name, but maybe I'm wilding. Maybe I don't remember. I'm sorry. But this entrance, I'm sorry. I meant the camera work. The camera work got me seasick. But Adrian, the Von Villains, and it's funny. Sometimes when I watch wrestling, I can honestly sit here and say, sometimes I take it so serious. Like I'll see a gimmick and I'm like, oh, that's so silly. I don't understand it. Right. I see the Von Villains. And I'm like, yo, this was a fun gimmick. Like, this was just fun. I mean, what we say, like 1930s, 40s kind of like era kind of thing, right? And I don't know. I was watching it back on, I want to say it was Tuesday or so. And when I was watching, I was just like, yo, this is just fun. I'm sorry. That's all I got for it. It was just fun. Like, I'm sure they were on the main roster. They didn't go far. But on NXT, they were over as hell. And I mean, NXT is such a unique place because this is the only place I know where someone who just wear blue pants could get over. Like blue pants coming out to oh my God. Real quick, I'm sorry, because I feel like adding like little things here, but her theme where you have Kaz in the background saying da 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 da, I love that. I love that so much. I even looked that up on YouTube just to see. I'm trying to see if I can find one that just goes for a whole hour. Shay, take the floor. Shay, why you take the floor? I want to give you the floor. I'm sorry, Sarah.
It was so cringe. I don't. I can't be bothered with that. Listen, let me tell you something. The funniest thing about this. Okay, I went to go see this show, but it was because of someone I was dating at the time. They wanted to go. I had stopped watching wrestling for really? I think 2 years. I was like literally exhausted. And you understand. Don't tell me you don't get exhausted from wrestling sometimes. You just have to take a break. I hadn't watched it. So I'm like, who is this girl with these blue pants? I don't care. I was in the audience like, who is this? Like, I mean, it worked out. It made me love it again. Like, it's not like I stopped loving it. It's just like I needed a break. And then you know what? Honestly, it's a blessing in disguise. I can't imagine my life not being a Finn Balor fan. Like, literally. Oh my God, horrendous. But
hey,
the tag match was cute. It was better than the previous match. So there's that. And yeah, the only thing I can remember from that match, honestly, is because, as you know, Barclays, the TV was not working. It was not working.
Oh, wow.
And people were like, turn the TV on. And you know when they turned the TV on? Right when Alexa got on the apron, and it was straight, the cameras are butt, and you hear a huge cheer. It just happened to be a very, it was like, it was a bad coincidence because it's like you think everyone's cheering about it, but it's like, no, finally, all the people in the nosebleed seats can finally see what's happening. Thank goodness. But it was, from what I could see, it was a cute match. It was, but obviously I rewatched it again, and yeah, it was cute. It was cute. Vaudevillains are very interesting, and the gimmick was very cool. And I always liked Blake and Murphy, Blake Murphy, yeah. Yeah.
It's funny when I was looking at Murphy, and I'm like, oh my God, he's so much bigger now. Because I just feel like he just constantly gets bigger. Like, I feel like one day, like, you know how there's The Rock? I'm not going to be thinking about Dwayne Johnson. Just throwing that out there. He's like this. Like
Triple H side. Is he not Triple H after he returned from the quad injury size? Is he not?
Dude, I think he's even bigger than what Triple H was when he tore. We talking about that first time he tore his quad, right? The first time?
Yeah. in bed.
He's almost like
so
2000.
sick.
He's almost like 2003 Triple H. I remember like one year I remember in 2003 I was looking at Triple H. I said, "Are you getting bigger? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're just getting massively big." Rich Kiggs, what did you think about this this tag team match, my friend? What was your thought process seeing it? So, like you said at this time, you wasn't watching a lot of wrestling at this time, right, Rich King? So this is brand new to you. You're seeing the Von Villains. What did you think of when you saw the Von Villains? Because I know you have stuff to say. So please, my friend, what do you got? Beautiful.
Yeah, when I saw that group, what a joke. I think it was just looking at them, I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like what? Like why is this creative? Like what's going on?
Why is this creative? What are you talking about?
Why is this creative? But the pause real quick, right? So this little bit of commercials happening, right? Little ad stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting ready to go in the kitchen, get me some water, and I heard this voice. I said, that sounds familiar. And it made my way back to the screen. There's Nia Jax. So it was Nia Jax coming soon, little thing coming on. I was like, oh, look, that's great.
I'm glad you said
but
that.
Then I love that piece, and I love how we saw the 10 years ago, it's a Bliss. And what I didn't like was Alexa Bliss running away from this blue pants girl. I was like, now what are we doing here with this? Like, what? So obviously, when you see the current wrestlers now, you know their story, you're watching it back, like, come on, really? But to Shay's point, like the match was it's like reminded me of going up a pair of stairs. It was one level above, just a mini level above the last match.
Wait,
and then the finishing, it was like what was that? A swinging net brace, and
yes,
it was over.
Neck breaker, yeah.
And I'm like, excuse me, that won the match. So I think I was just let down of how the match ended. I do think that when I think about the match itself, wasn't the greatest, but there was more action that made me more interested in the match.
Yep.
All right, well said, team. Well said. Yeah, well said. I
you know what's funny?
No, please take the floor. What's so funny?
Is I felt like that match was more exciting, but I only gave that a 4 out of 10, which is like a little bit less than the first one. I don't know. I can't explain it. But
4 out of 10. Okay, so it was like you did. So you said your ranking. If it's below a 4, that's not. It doesn't cut it, right?
It's just like a regular TV match. Like it shouldn't have even been in a paper.
So this was just slightly above. So I can't wait to hear your ranking on this one. We have the debut of Apollo Crews, and I mean, I'm putting you on the spot here, one ShaySawyer. You have a Ty Dillinger shirt.
I do.
Fantastic. Listen, the Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10 stuff worked for him. You know what's funny? I know the last theme that he had, not the theme now because he's Sean Spears, but the one with the which is I don't care what anyone says, it's a banger. But the other one that he had, because this was a different one, I'm gonna say this is like version 1 of this of his song or whatever, right? And I heard it, I said, "Where's this ESPN music?" And it's so funny because we spoke about ESPN earlier, but like it's just I don't know. And I'm not gonna lie, when I so it's been a while since I've watched this. So when I heard it, I said, "Who the hell is that?" And then when I said, "Oh, that's my man Ty Dillinger. Good for him." So we get the debut of Apollo Crews. This match, I mean, it doesn't even go long, so it's not really much to really digest here. But we get the debut of Apollo Crews. I think this was okay. I'm trying to get my thoughts here. First off, 4 minutes and 43 seconds. So I remember watching it, and I said, "Oh, well, if they put him on this pay-per-view, they have high hopes for him, and they have something for him." And I can say that first run on NXT. Looking back, he didn't really do a whole heck of a lot. Like I was sincerely thinking in my head, like, what was something that stood out on NXT? Sometimes we can look at somebody and be like, yo, that match happened, or this segment happened, or something that stood out. And the only thing I got about Apollo Crews in his first run, I'm just talking about strictly his first run. He had those 2 good matches with Finn Balor. There was one, they were both on NXT. One it ended in a disqualification, and then there was another one where we had a decisive, and they were both really good matches. And I think I would include the match. I mean, I don't think it's and talking about match quality wise, I don't think it was. I would have to watch it back to be honest with you. I don't think it's in the same standards as when I'm talking about the match he had with Finn, but he had that match with Apollo. I mean, Apollo Crews didn't fight himself. I'm so sorry. He had that match with Baron Corbin, and I thought that was pretty solid. Like when I think on top of my head of things that he did, but I had high hopes for him when I look. Like when I see this, I was like, man, I remember thinking like they were going to do this and this and this. He had a good look. I know character wise is not his strongest thing, but I just thought in ring stuff, I was like, I think there's something there for him. But anyway, I mean, he debuted in Brooklyn. I think that's cool and that's good for him. But Miss Sawyer, I'm going to give you the floor here because I can't wait to hear your ranking on this. But what did you think about this match? And then please, Rich, can you take the floor after her, please?
Yeah, it was very short. I mean, he did some like it's like Apollo, you could tell he's very like agile and he was pulling out some cute moves, but like it was so short. Really nothing really happened. I feel like a good portion of that match was just rest holds, I swear. Yeah, it was just not much and like I don't know what it was, but like it just wasn't doing it for me. Like I get it's supposed to be a showcase for him, but I think if it would have done him more good if you had a full match instead of some short match. That it didn't move me much. And I ended up giving this a respectable 2.5 out of 10. So yeah.
So this match could have just been on NXT the following week.
Yeah, it definitely could have. 100%.
I feel like Rich King is when he's doing like this is almost like an agreement here. But Rich Kings, please take the floor. What did you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, if I was in the crowd like ShaySawyer was, I would have asked you, what did you bring me back to? Because it was just
oh my god,
disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And like Apollo Crews, man, when I think about his career and what he did, it just was lackluster. Like he was just not it. Like remember the game back, we were like playing tag, we're like not it. That's him. Like we're not even picking. Like no. I think I'm not sure he was a tryhard. Like it just didn't. The wrestling, the match, the excitement from the fans, it was flat. So when I think about an exciting match, this is something I don't think of. When I think about Apollo Crews, it's not something I want to see. And to be honest with you, I think it got a little worse. So, like to your point, this could have been a debut on NXT. Like after we get the opening match, here he comes, welcome in, keep it moving. But he did not. This was the ending point of the bad matches. And thank you, Apollo Crews, for ending that. And that was a cute moonsault. Move on next.
Okay. Rich Kings was not impressed by the first few matches. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna give him the floor here first here, but we had Samoa Joe going against Baron Corbin. This match goes 10 minutes and 21. You know what's amazing? Like, so we've done a few of these retrospect reviews and stuff like that, and sometimes we read like the amount of time for a match. And I don't know why. Sometimes it seemed like these matches went longer, and then when you read the time, you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize that the match was so quick. Yeah. Real quick, I feel like I didn't include this here, but I love the soundtrack that was picked for this show. We Like It Loud. Siren, I think is the name of the band. I actually downloaded that song when I first heard it all the many years ago. But I just wanted to talk about the video package that they had with Samoa Joe and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin, for whatever reason, he just disliked independent wrestlers or indie wrestlers, and he's having this. He dislikes them. And Samoa Joe, he says something about Samoa Joe says something like, you talk about you call them. Well, guess what? They called me. And I don't know. The hype video was actually pretty cool. And I just wanted to talk about that because I just thought the production for that was fantastic here. And also, too, just to throw out here, it took me some time to realize this, but Samoa Joe is a hell of a talker. Like, as I watch wrestling now a little bit and you get to hear him talk, like, damn, he's really good at this thing called talking. He's also good at kicking people's asses, too. But, Rich Kings, I want to give you the floor here. You were saying before, I saw that. That was like a, duh, I got you. Get down! Rich Kings, what did you think about this match? Because I got Yeah, he can't be on the dresser. Hey! Go ahead, Rich Kings. I'm sorry. He don't care.
This is where the pay-per-views like 180 for me. Like, so it's like a snap of a finger. Like, we're gonna get some good shit. So that the package, I agree with you, was really really good. The match quality was amazing. Like, so Samoa Joe, like obviously I knew her from TNA, right? Because that was something you guys had talked about. You and Mark Wins talked about TNA so much, and I would occasionally take a little glance, high one eye, and just take a look and see what's going on over there. And Samoa Joe did catch my attention, right? So Samoa Joe is just, to your point, a great talker. Like, he wasn't an announcer. He was one of those announcers on the side that for SmackDown, even once upon a time, or Raw. Like, he's just a good wrestling character. He could do it all. Like JBL, he could just do it all. So I think when I see Samoa Joe, I'm like, man, there's no way he should lose this match. Because I'm trying to remember how it went. And watching it, I was so captivated because I forgot how the match unfolded. I felt I was watching a brand new match. At one point, Baron Corbin was now called the End of Days, and it didn't even work. Like, Samoa Joe didn't look like he was ever going to put him down. There was so much different moves and moments that happened in this match. I was like, man, Samoa Joe is so talented. Why did he not ever win the big one? Like, what happened? Like, I just didn't understand it. But for me, I'm just a big fan of Samoa Joe's in ring work, and to me, he fully delivered. I was excited to see him actually win the match. So for me, this is where the pay-per-view turned for me, where I'm like, yes, this is what I want. This is what NXT is about. I kind of want to talk about this later on towards the end of the podcast, if we get a chance. But yeah, this is something where I was like, man, can this elevate him when I think about NXT wrestlers on the Mount Rushmore, right? So for me, he just didn't make my list on that Mount Rushmore for men, but Samoa Joe's it.
Okay, right. Okay, that's cool. Shay, what did you? No, I
like the match. I definitely did like the match. I thought it was better than the matches previously. Funny enough, I give it a 4.5, but I just feel like I wish it was longer. That's why, like, I just wish it was longer. That's all. I loved his reversal when he got him in the coquina clutch. Like, he was like, yeah, he does that with anybody. It don't matter what size. Flip. Get you. Like, literally, it's the scariest thing in the world. That man will get you. It don't matter what size. It's the scariest
thing in the world. It's almost like the RKO because it comes out of nowhere. Yeah. Because I forgot what he did. It was something like almost like he kicked out. And he said, "No, you don't," and then he just joked him and whatnot.
Caught him.
He caught him. No, he caught him good. Samoa Joe was such a great addition to NXT, especially at that time. NXT. I mean, it was slowly kind of becoming like a super indies in a way, if that makes sense. Because you had Sammy, KO. Finn, Hideo. I feel like I'm missing someone. Neville. And obviously Sammy. And you have Samoa Joe, who I don't want to say is like the king of the indies, but I think when you think about indies and stuff like that, I mean, with the exception of AJ Styles, I mean, Samoa Joe. I would even say at that point, Ricochet. I mean, they end up getting him, I want to say 3 years later and stuff like that. Because once they had down
the line they got him, eventually.
And I was going to say around like that 2018 period, that's when it really became super indies, when they had Undisputed Era, Ricochet, and Drew McIntyre. Eventually, they literally gutted the indies. They're like, "What do you do? I'm the indies."
They got so deep. They got so deep into it, and then they were like, "Whoa, we gotta stop. This is getting crazy." And then they completely flipped it. They was like, "Whoa!" It's like they couldn't even do like a happy medium. They was like, "You know what? We have to completely switch." But I mean, I feel like 2.0 was kind of a happy medium because they still did have some people from like the independent scene.
I'll say this. I think as they started to get their groove with 2.0, there was a thing. I feel like when they started fusing, it sounds so silly to say this, but NXT regular and NXT UK, and you started to kind of have that nice little mix, which I thought that was the perfect medium. And even when I talk about, and I think one day we will review some NXT 2.0 PLE if you guys are for that. Like, hey, look, they were trying to find an identity. They changed everything up. And they were still trying to find their way, but they end up finding their way. And I think even now, when I look at NXT, I think they've found the perfect medium, because even now, every now and then you might get a indie wrestler like they had. I'm trying to think of like the most recent one, but I'm just gonna go. I'm thinking Dragon Lee on top of my head. Like they had Dragon Lee for a period, and even like because these guys were pretty experienced. MSK. Right? Like they're pretty experienced. I don't even think they really had to be in 2.0, but they put them there, which was a perfect fit for them. I'm not complaining about it, but it was a perfect fit. And it's funny when we talked about the indie wrestlers,
they came in right before they switched to 2.0. Like, they came in right before.
That was a little bit right before MSK. You said MSK
right before they turned 2. But they were on like the maybe last 3. They were like the last 3 takeovers they were on.
Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't even remember that. Okay, good job. Good memory. You talked about not having don't have to make right there. Good job.
I just watched it. I guess we watched it though. I'm kind of cheeky, you know.
Oh, did I take back my compliment? That's mine. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to take that back, Mom. ShaySawyer. But yeah, no, the match was cool. Like I was saying, like Samoa Joe was a great addition at that time and helped elevate a lot of the younger guys. And I think this was something that Baron Corbin. I think it was something like almost like Baron Corbin needed, like he just turned heel. I remember when Baron Corbin, he had that undefeated streak and he was feuding with Bull Dempsey because who could beat someone quicker. I remember that was like the feud. It's almost as silly as when Chris Jericho spilled coffee on Kane and Kane said, "Just remind me of my scars. Now I hate you for the rest of my life." I'm sorry. I love wrestling because wrestling feuds just be like, that'd be the silliest thing. And there's a feud. And I knew this was silly when they had the, what do you call it? The video package. And you just see Jericho spill coffee on Kane. And I'm like, this is why we're fighting.
Oh my God. What about the one with Kevin Owens and Jey Uso? Because he said about him getting coffee and then like led to like so much.
See, I forgot about that one. Yeah. That is funny. So apparently coffee will start a wrestling feud. So if someone, I just realized that is like literally the thing. It's coffee. It's not about anyone's family or anything. Coffee is the greatest heel in professional wrestling. And you guys heard it first here on the Big Pop Theory podcast. I'm excited to talk about this match with you guys here. This is honestly, to me, this was the match of the night. And not to take away from everybody who worked hard on the show, because you can see that everyone put their best effort and everything, but they gave these girls 18 minutes and 22 seconds. Just putting your hand up, I feel like that's a disagree, and I respect that. I hear you, madam.
That's such a great match. So.
It was a fantastic match. I think this is one of those matches. I sometimes think about like if you're an aspiring wrestler and you need to study a match or something. I think this is one of those matches that needs to be studied. These girls, both Bayley and Sasha, Mercedes Moné now, have fantastic chemistry. And before I get into the match, I want to talk about the video package that was playing. I thought this was so well done, so well shot. You see, like, you hear Bayley's music, it starts to fade. You see the Bayley buddies die. Bayley slowly fading out of existence. And this is before the snap. Like, it's almost like Thanos on this picture. It's like, oh no. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I loved how this was shot. I'm so sorry, but I loved how this was shot. I loved Sasha. Sasha is so good as a heel. Like, I was watching this back and I said, oh, I hope someone punched you in the mouth. And I'm just saying that's the character, of course. But like, she does such a great job. I mean, in the video, she said, boo freaking who. There's no fairy tales. And Bayley is like, I'm going to win that championship. And she says, I'm tired of having my family come up and I lose, which I would too. I would say, stop calling me. So I'd hear her. But then she goes through this gauntlet of the 4 horsewomen. She beats Charlotte. She beats Becky Lynch. So let's get into this match. Bayley comes out. She has the Bayley buddy. She has a tribute to Dusty Rhodes. She has a cast on her arm with the polka dots. Sasha comes out, and this was the first of many spectacular entrances that she's gonna have. She comes out with the Escalade, and there's these big muscular guys. I guess they're bodyguards. She comes to the ring, and the match takes off. And one of the things that I liked about this match that there was really good storytelling. There was a lot of aggression there, especially on Bayley's end. Bayley, she's the baby face. She's the I'll high five you and kiss fat babies and stuff like that. But in this match, she was stomping the hell out of Sasha, and these two are just great dance partners. Like, I know I keep saying that, and I need this more words to describe this match. But as I was watching this, I said, man, this is so good. Like, this to me was one of the matches that and there was a lot of great women matches. I'm not gonna say there was no good matches, but this was like, to me, one of the first matches where you was like, yo, women's wrestling, it could be something. And I felt like this match did that very well.
Yep.
I love the spot where Sasha, she tries to run over and the ref says, no, you can't do that. And she says, then runs and flips over anyway. And it just shows the referee has no authority. He's a I'm sorry, I'm saying loser because throughout the match, Sasha just kept calling. And the way she said it, Bayley, you a loser. I was like, why is she saying it like that? So aggressive. You could hear the Boston accent really kicking in here.
I love the way she says it.
Right, it was so good. But I thought this match was so good. There was a scare as I watched this match back because it's been some time when Bayley went for the Hurricane Rana and she, like, Sasha ducked it, she pushed her, and the way Bayley landed on her neck, I said, "Oh!"
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally a loud groan, just like, God, that looks terrible. I don't even know how she got up. That must have been adrenaline because I would have laid there. Help. But she gets up. She hits the yes, help. She hits the reverse Hurricane Rana, hits the Bayley to Bayley slam. 1, 2, 3. This was such a good match. And one of the things I compliment them on is that they gave him time. This was a match that could not be 10 minutes. This is a match that couldn't be 15 minutes. It's 18 minutes. And you know what? I think that's a perfect spot. Another 2 minutes, I think another 2 minutes would have been cool too. But I thought that was I just like that they got time for that match. And I think that's how you could tell a proper story if you give, especially two great artists, because the ring is the canvas, right? If you give them that kind of time, they're going to provide and give you something to talk about. And this is a match that happened 10 years ago. Matter of fact, something that I heard is that Indy Hartwell, she saw this match and she was in wrestling school the next day. So this is how important this match is. And I think that if you're an aspiring wrestler, you don't even have to be a female. It could be a male. You watch this and you can learn a lot of things from Sasha's heel work, from how Bayley and she climbed back up from the underdog stuff. I think there was a lot of great elements in this match. And I was looking forward to talking about this. So I'm going to give the floor to you first here, when ShaySawyer, and then please Rich King takes over. But what did you think about this match and your thoughts?
Oh my God. This is such a great match. I tend to like their respect match a little bit more, but I still do think this match was really awesome as well. That's why I was like, because I always kind of go to the match at respect. I felt like that match was just like, it was everything to me. But this match was fantastic. Sasha, she's just so in her element. She's so good so early on, like, and she's still so great to this day. Like, she just is it. And I've always say, like, Bayley at that time was like the female version of Sami Zayn. It's like they're underdog, but are they actually an underdog? Like, and she's like super aggressive. Like, the way she was going at it, I was like, yes, this is it. I gave this match a respectable 8 out of 10, an 8 out of 10 I deserve. You see the difference when the good matches start coming out? You see how the numbers go up? I'm just saying. Let me see. I just want to make sure I call everything because I feel like I wrote notes.
Good job.
One of the best women's matches. That's what I wrote in the notes. That's in the notes. But honestly, I really, this was just fantastic. They are wrestling soulmates for sure. So I really loved this match. It was everything to me.
I love how you worded that. I was like, I said dance partners. I was like, there's another word. So good job on that, Ms. Sawyer. Rich Kings, what did you think about this match, sir?
Yeah.
Dance partners, soulmates, yeah, all that applies. They just together in the ring, like, whether it's on a mic, whether it's a promo, whether it's a match, they just click together. Whether they're together or separate, it's just something about them that chemistry is just unmatched, right? So, like, watching a promo, watching the beginning, how, Shaw and Becky's like, yeah, go get her. I'm like, it got me kind of upset, like, yeah, come on, stop. Because Shaw's is my personal favorite of the 4 horsewomen. So I'm like, come on, please, we don't need 3 against 1 here. But it was a really, really solid match. Yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for me personally. Just a lot of the moves, the net breaker. There was like a net breaker at one point, and then the elbow drop. It was like a highlight reel of how to wrestle. Period. Whether you're a woman, a man, it does not matter. This is the expectation. This is how we're gonna get down. Watch them and see what you can do. These are masters at work. So for me, the match has so many different spots. I can't name all of them, but It was just to that point we talked about earlier. If you told me back to watch this NXT, and now I saw that match, I'm immediately getting ready to go figure out who is Sasha Banks, who is Bayley, what's going on with NXT, who's Finn Balor, etc. And I need to watch the matches because it was just so moving and entertaining. So from an entertainment value and at the end of the match, how they all come out with the 4, that was just was so much. Like I think at the time, obviously we underappreciated at the time. I didn't think how big it would be compared to what we know what it is now. But right now, man, looking back at that was just amazing.
I think everyone said some amazing things there. I just wanted to throw out because Charlotte and Becky come out, and look at these 4 women now. Like Charlotte, she's right now the women's tag team champion. We have Becky, the women's intercontinental champion. What's to say about Mercedes? I'm not going to say every belt. She has 8 belts. It's 8, right? At this point,
she's the everything champion. The everything champion.
It's so bad. On social media, this one AJ posted a belt, and then she immediately posted with the eyes like
no, she was like, no. Did you see? She's like, no. Like her response, like, leave me alone. And then Bayley is still the ultimate underdog to this day, still trying to get that title. Like, damn, let her breathe.
Exactly.
Let me guys ask you this. I mean, I know we're talking about retro stuff here, but like, let's talk about Bayley right now. Right now, she's the only 4 horsewoman without a championship. Do we see her winning that Intercontinental Championship? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give the floor.
I feel like that's the only way it should end. Sorry, I was like so passionate about it. Sorry.
It's fine. I love that. Good.
And after all of this, that is the payoff, is Bayley winning, because I feel like we were all very disheartened about when she just got randomly taken out of the match at WrestleMania. And if it doesn't end with her getting this damn title, Triple H, you're gonna have to see me because I'm already mad with you. Like, I've had enough. I've genuinely had enough. Like, if the match was a little bit longer, and I also want to go back to the Sasha Bayley match. If the match was a little bit longer, that was the thing. It was I feel like it was kind of shorter.
Okay.
That would have been a perfect 10. I think that's what it was. It was timing for me.
Okay.
But yeah.
So it went a little long for you. Like, is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Like,
I wish it was longer.
Oh, you wanted longer. Okay.
Higher rating. I would have wanted more time with it.
So you know what, and I'll give you the floor here about the Bayley stuff. I see what you was talking about because Respect was that Iron Woman's match, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And it was 60. Yeah. I can see. Okay. No, that's cool. I just wanted to understand from my brain. Rich Kings, do you think it's time for Bayley to win that women's Intercontinental Championship?
No, I don't think it's time. Why? What's the rush? The belt's gonna be here for a little while, and Triple H. If you listen. If Jay got taken out and she didn't win that belt yet, I don't know. Like, listen, he likes suspense and he likes to keep things different. And like I was telling you before, with which I felt like what happened, like Bayley just came and ruled the match, and this woman's gonna have a little bit of a feud, and she's gonna keep trying to get this belt, and she's not gonna get it successfully, in my opinion. So I think I think Bayley's gonna keep being an underdog like Sami Zayn. And they're gonna be beltless.
I'm sorry. Is that a word? Beltless? Like, I don't know.
Underdog.
Listen, we love him.
Sami used to be an underdog.
They're gonna have.
Sami used to be an underdog. Now he's the Undertaker. That man, like.
Yeah, he used to be. He's the Undertaker now. He's taking souls. All right.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Him again.
No. Well. But yeah, no, I think we all said some great things about this match. This was a great match. And let's get into the main event. It's a ladder match, and it's for the NXT Championship. We have Kevin Owens going against Finn Balor. Finn Balor won that championship at Beast in the East in Japan. They had I would say a pretty decent match. I mean, I felt like that match was like a television match, but nonetheless, there's nothing wrong with it. But I don't think it was anything like, oh man, we're, something spectacular. But they put the title on Finn, which I think both just to bring you up to speed here, Rich King. So there was another guy in NXT. His name was Hideo Itami. He wrestled in Japan. But he wrestled in Japan. But he got hurt. I don't know what kind of. I think he had like a shoulder injury or something like that. Anyway, I want to say he was the first victim of the NXT parking lot, or that parking lot that was at Full Sail. Anyway, but I say all to say is I feel like that push was meant for him, but he got hurt, and they went with Finn, which was a great choice. Him and KO, they have some pretty good chemistry. But anyway, KO, let's talk about KO because I like KO. KO is fantastic. KO, in this video package, they just show KO is just ruining everyone's life. Sami Zayn, I mean, he's been ruining Sami Zayn's life for 20 years at this point. Sami Zayn, John Cena, and Alex Rowley. When I saw him in the thing, I said, whoa, I remember dude would bully Alex Rowley. Like, bro, like, I remember like they were on commentary and KO just literally got a bottle of water and poured it on his head for no reason. Like there was no reason for that. He kept bullying him. I think the last time I saw Alex Rowley, KO just power bombed him on the apron. Like he just literally bombarded his way to the ring and just power bombed him on the apron. My point is KO was a fucking menace at that time. He was very much a menace. Like whoever you was, what's that kid's name? He's not a kid. Machine Gun Kelly, I think is his name. He's an artist or something like that. And yeah, okay, all right. And he just power bombed him off the stage. I was like, and that's when to me KO was a baby face. I said, wow, that is the most baby face thing I've ever seen in my life. But KO was ruining everyone's life. Finn is pointing out all these people, and he's talking about how he's going to take out Kevin Owens, and he's going to go demon. So he's doing the demon stuff. So let's talk about this match. Shay, I'm going to give you because I'm going to hear your thoughts about this match here. But I just want to say they have their entrance. Finn has this really cool entrance where he has multiple demons popping up out of nowhere and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. He grabs the belt. Finn is theatric. Rich Kings, when we heard the theme, I just want to point this out because I remember I came to his house one day and we were watching that Raw. I want to say it was after Battleground, and this is when Finn was called up on Raw. And I want to sit here and say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Rich Kings, but I'm not sure. And this is 2016. Was you watching wrestling enough at that time? Because I feel like when we watched it together and we saw Finn Balor came out, and I remember you chuckled when you heard the boom boom. And then you did the little thing with the arms and everything like that, right? You remember that? Am I just talking? Okay, yeah, he's nodding his head to that. Good.
No, anyway, I do remember it. I think for me, I'll wait. Let Shay go, and then I'm gonna go after.
Will do. So Finn comes out. I wish I had a picture for this. I really do. KO is just unimpressed. I just thought it was so funny the way he sits in the chair and you just chilling in the corner. I just wanted to get that point out, but I want to give you the floor here, Shay. What did you think about this ladder match?
I really, really, really liked it. Rewatching it, I was like, oh my God, y'all was getting in the paint. Like, I love this. I was laughing so hard when like the camera just panned to Kevin just sitting there in the chair. Like, are you done yet? Like, almost like, oh my God, you finally done? He already had to go through this at Beast in the East. So he was done. He was over it. He was like, get to the ring. Let's go. Let's get this done. I gave this a 9.5 out of 10. No, I really liked it. Like, okay, I'm gonna go through all the things I really liked. I love that they did the coup de grace off the ladder. That was fire. Come on. And I know his ankles was hurting. Like, please. I love when they went fighting in the audience. I love that. I love when he threw him over the table. Like, listen, Kevin would just swat Finn sometimes. It really gets me. I'm like, can you not swat him like that? I loved when he did the drop kick to Kevin when he was holding the ladder. I loved when Finn tried to get the ladder in the ring, and Kevin was like, no. So Finn said, okay, I'm gonna jump on you, and he just takes flight. And then I loved like when Kevin did the senton onto Finn on the ladder and the power bomb. I felt like you have to be really on point to catch someone, like to just flip them off of the ladder and catch them for a power bomb. I thought that was like fantastic. Like they were just eating up the whole time. I really, really, really love this match so much. And then you wonder why I'm such a fan. Like, you wonder why this is a match that would make me just be like, okay, you know what? This is my guy. And I didn't even realize, like, I had seen him wrestle before, but he had a different name. And again, I stopped watching wrestling. So I'm like, who is this guy? Because when I remember him, he had a terrible haircut in Japan. He was in a tag team with Taguchi, I think it was, and it was like Apollo 55, and he was going against the Motor City Machine Guns. And I was just like, I hate this guy because he refuses to allow my people to win, which is Motor City Machine Guns. So just seeing him again, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm such a fan. This guy's fantastic. And also Kevin, who I feel like is like a Samoa Joe variant. Like, I really do. That's just how I can't explain to you why. I just feel like they're very similar. But yeah, I love this match, and this is why these two will always be such a like significant part about NXT, what made it so amazing. Kevin was there. It was short and sweet, but you know what? He left his mark. He did.
You know, Finn Balor, I think this one thing me and ShaySawyer got in common. Like, we're just Finn Balor fans. Like, when you watch him in the ring, he just do some of these things, and you're like, come on. Like, you got to do the Bret Hart. Like, what are we watching here? Listen, I like KO too. KO is like, he is just like the perfect villain. Like, he's just like, I could just see him tiptoeing in a ring and just doing like causing so much mayhem. And it's just, he's just so creative. Now, he's a master of power bombs. I'm gonna just call him that. He just has so many different power bombs. So power bomb you in the apron, gonna catch you in the air, power bomb you, a buckle bomb, a senton flip bomb. He's gonna do everything. He's just a bomb. He's just a bomb guy. So when I was watching this match, I'm like, man, KO was just so like, I want to say ahead of his time, but he was just so the perfect dance partner, so to speak, and for NXT. Like, just so great. I think he helped elevate Finn Balor's match, and there were so many different things that Finn Balor actually did that made me like, this is why I like this guy. It was walking back memory lane, just watching him back, like, man, I kind of want to bring this up right now. This is the perfect time to, like, who's on your Mount Rushmore for male NXT wrestlers? And for me, in fact, I won't go first. I'll ask you guys first. Who's on your Mount Rushmore, and then I'll go last.
You want me to take the floor first, Ms. Sawyer? Give her a moment. Do you want to take the floor first, or do you want me to? I'm sorry, you're muted. Oh, you want me to go first?
Oh, I'm sorry. My internet was like acting insane. I mean, I can't. Y'all go. I'll let you be last. You know.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so yeah, you could be last. Save the best for last. You know. Okay, so I'm doing my men, right? Just the men, right? Just the men.
Yes.
Okay. So obviously, Finn Balor, of course. That's the top guy. Then it would be. I have to say Adam Cole. Like, I just feel like I have to. Like, I would be wrong if I didn't. I gotta say Johnny Gargano, because he is the heart. Like, he just is the heart of NXT. And then this is gonna be very controversial, but I'm gonna say Kyle O'Reilly. Like, he really carried the tag division. When he was in the tag division, he definitely carried it. And I feel like the tag division was such an important part of NXT, and it gets overlooked when you look at all the solo stars and stuff. So yeah, definitely gotta say Kyle.
You said you wanted to go last, right, Rich Kings?
Oh, you go last. You know, we'll save the great for last. So for me, I totally agree with the first two. Finn, obviously, is up there for me. Then I got Adam Cole. Adam Cole, baby, he just does everything. He just undisputed era. I can't think about NXT without those two for me personally. Next would be KO for me, and then I have Walter. And we talked about this a little bit offline, but I got Walter in there. So those are my four right there.
I think you guys have some really great lists, and I feel like we both all can agree with the first two. Well, with Shay when you said Johnny Gargano. So I agree with those three. I got Finn Balor. I mean, what he's done for NXT is fantastic. Adam Cole bringing Undisputed Era and just the match qualities. And not to say Finn didn't have great match qualities, of course, but Adam Cole, great match qualities and multiple championships around the board. I got Johnny Gargano because I do agree that he is the heart and soul of NXT. So my last one was, and this was rough because I was like, what's wrong? And I went with Sami Zayn because I felt like he was the original heart and soul before Johnny Gargano. So I went with Sammy with this one. I know he wasn't like, I felt like he spent a lot more time in NXT than KO did, but it just seemed like there's people who's been down in NXT a lot longer. But I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn. I'm sorry, the long-winded answer, my fourth is Sami Zayn. I liked your pick about Walter. I liked the pick when he said, and I like your pick about Colorado because that was definitely a different pick. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, I wonder what the reason was behind that. I liked Walter. Me and Rich Kings were talking. I was like, because when I think of NXT, I think of NXT and not UK. But when he said, well, but he's done some amazing things, and Walter did do some amazing things in NXT. He held that championship for like 600 something days. That was amazing.
Yeah.
He was a beast. Still is a beast too. Does he?
Yes.
Would you said the next one is the NXT for the women, right? Okay. Who wants to take the floor first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So, got Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I got obviously Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
Going with Asuka as my third. And the fourth one's where I go back and forth a little bit of Bayley, and we talked about this other person that I'm gonna put in here. It's gonna be Shayna Baszler. So for me, Shayna Baszler, which the stuff that she was doing during that run was just so good at NXT. And I felt like her best work was in NXT versus WWE. So when I think about, if you ask me, like, tell me more about Asuka's work, tell me more about Shayna's work, that was NXT for me. Not saying the stuff they did on the main card wasn't good, but if I were to ask you what was some good stuff from Shayna Baszler on Raw or SmackDown, what can you tell me? And she came up with so much hype. She was like, the Queen of Spades, whatever she called herself. Like,
you're right.
It just didn't live up to the main roster. The other two killed NXT and they killed the main roster. I think Asuka's still left to be desired for what we're seeing on the main card. I don't think they're using her properly. I think that she should have been better than what she actually is. But those are my four right there.
All right. When you said about Asuka, it's funny. I felt like they jumped the curve when she lost to Charlotte. But I do think that Asuka has had a pretty good. Would you say Asuka's career on the main roster has been? I don't want to even say decent because I feel like decent is just like middle. But I think she's had a pretty damn good career on the main roster. Don't you think?
So if I were to ask you, who do you think had a better career on the main roster, Alexa Bliss or her? What would you tell me?
Ooh, Alexa Bliss is a good one, but I'm gonna still say Asuka.
And I was
Alexa didn't win the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't.
No,
not yet at least. But like, how many times has she been a champion? Whether it's like,
I think I think she definitely held more more championships than Asuka. But Asuka has just done it all from tag team, multiple women's championship, Royal Rumble winner.
Alexa though.
She's never won the Rumble. And I know you said not yet. Money in the Bank. I'll give that. That's the same. They both have won Money in the Bank. But I'm just saying, Asuka has just done like. Because I hear what you're saying. Because Alexa, like, no joke. When you say Alexa, like Alexa has a pretty damn good career, no doubt about it. And I'm not saying her career is better and everything, but if you're telling me between the two, I've still got Asuka. I think, like, if you're telling me, if we're talking about who's going in the Hall of Fame first, if that's the kind of question I'm throwing it out there, I think Asuka goes in before Alexa.
Yeah, I think the difference between them, like, it's like they're pretty neck and neck with the accolades. I think what separates Asuka from me is the match quality. Like, if you really look at it,
that's fair. Mm-hmm.
I can go back and tell you a bunch of Asuka matches on the main roster that kept my attention. I can't really give you many Alexa. Like, she's a character. Like, that is her main thing, and that's okay. But I think that's just kind of what separates them from me.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. Damn, it was Shay sat here and said, "Well, let me help you guys out real quick." And I was
No,
like, "Yeah,"
no.
because it was kind of hard to say what it was because Alexa's career on the main roster is fantastic. Like, I remember when she
I'm sorry, did she not win
No.
Money in the Bank twice?
No, she only won it once.
I thought she won it twice.
I don't think any women's that won it twice.
I think she beat Nia Jax the first night.
That's one time.
The second time. I thought she won it twice. Didn't she not win it twice?
No, one time. I'm trying to think if anyone won it twice, women-wise. I can't think. Matter of fact, I don't even think Charlotte has won Money in the Bank. And usually Charlotte wins everything.
Well, she's the champion. That's why there's no need for her to be competing in that match.
You know, champion material.
Yeah, champion material. So we're talking about the women.
It's like she's champion most of the time. Why would she need to be doing these things?
Oh, she be in there, right?
And the 2 times she wasn't the champion, she won the Royal Rumble, right? So what are we doing?
Yeah. That's what she did. Because I was trying to think of a woman as what.
Passion on herself.
I mean, we might see that in the future. Like, give her some time, right?
Well, she might pull a Brock Lesnar. I'm the champion. I'm going to go into the Royal Rumble as the champion.
She did do that though. She did that. I'm trying to think what year she did it, but she did that one time. She actually won it as champ. I just don't remember what year that was.
Oh my god! Yeah, she's enough for her.
What a baddie! But what a baddie!
So we're doing women. So I have 3 of the 4 horsewomen on here. I have Charlotte, I have Sasha, I have Bayley, and my 4th was Asuka. I mean, Asuka, and I'll break down each and every one of them. Just give some context here. The match qualities that Sasha has and Charlotte have done. I mean, the same thing with Bayley. I feel like that's all of them is the match quality. But for Asuka, for me, being undefeated and not being, I think sometimes when you have an undefeated streak, it can be boring. And I think her undefeated streak was one of the most fun. Like, I didn't want her to lose. That's why I was actually really upset when she lost to Charlotte at that WrestleMania. Because I was like, I know this is going to end, but I just didn't think it had to be there. And that kind of, like, I wasn't a fan of that at all. But but those are my 4 women there. Those are my 4 women right there. And honestly, it's kind of like a 4 horsewoman because Asuka kind of comes off like that 5th horsewoman. Horsewoman. Sorry, hard for me to say. So she comes off like that. So I feel like I still said the 4 horsewomen, but I just changed the members. But ShaySawyer, what do your NXT Mount Rushmore women look like?
So obviously I'm gonna say Sasha. That's like off the rip. That's number 1. Then I'm gonna say Asuka. I gotta say Asuka. I got to. Then I would say Candice LeRae. She to me is the heart of NXT as well.
Okay.
She has her match, like, listen, stop playing with her. Just don't play with her. And what I will also say is this was really hard because I was between 2 people, but I'm going to say Io Shirai. I am.
Okay. You know, it's nice to see that. Name. That's right. Because you can't put Io Sky on there, right? Because there was no Sky in NXT. I think these are all great. I think these are all great, and that's the fun thing about these Mount Rushmores because you'll think of because I think Io is somebody. I mean, the match qualities that she put on and stuff like that, and honestly, she made a big transition when she went from babyface to heel. When she started wearing the leather and started, I remember there was a that sounds so terrible. Like when she started wearing the leather, but like when she I remember there was this asshole in the crowd and he said go back to China or something like that and she said Japanese bitch and I was just like yeah I like this she got that person back and then proceeded to do a split. I'm pretty sure that person couldn't do a split. I'm pretty sure the only thing he split is his pants. But no. You know, we gave you the floor, but Rich Kings oh yeah, you did say your thoughts about this match. Yeah, you know, KO and I'm sorry, it was we went all over the place, all around the world here. But Finn and KO, they have good chemistry. Like they work well with each other. Like there's something about it's almost like they look at each other. I feel like, and they mentioned something about KO and having ladder matches in New York. I don't want to say they were trying to recreate that, but I feel like they wanted to do, and that's something similar. I'm trying to find the words here. So KO and Sammy had that match at ROH. It was like some kind of ladder match. I think it was like a ladder war or something like that. And obviously, it wasn't as crazy as that match, but I almost felt like they wanted to do something close to it. And saw enough. I mean, they did enough. I mean, like obviously they wasn't gonna like KO wasn't gonna power driver Finn on a ladder. I don't think they wanted to do any of that. But yeah, it was fine. I mean, you know, this whole card, I mean, there was 5 matches on the card. That's something that Triple H still does on the main roster today, where it's 5 matches. And if he's feeling real frisky, he'll put a 6th match if he's feeling a little frisky. But I enjoyed the card. I thought it was fun. There's something about wrestling in New York that's just so much fun, honestly. Like they were out here in New York this past Monday. Last Monday. I apologize. Last Monday. And I was like, man, I mean, I can't afford to go there because, you know, the tickets are ridiculous. But I was like, there's something, but there's something about that, wish it could be me. But I know, like you just put your card on the thing and they say absolutely, like your card says, you know, you can't be here. Go home, please. Go home. But it's just such a fun time when wrestling's out here in New York. That's what I'm trying to say. And the Barclays Center or MSG. But I thought the show was fun. I had so much fun watching it. And I hope we could do some more NXT reviews and stuff like that. Takeover, Stand and Deliver, whatever it is. But I'll give you the floor here first, Rich Kings, and then you, ShaySawyer. Altogether, what did you think about the show? If you have a ranking, you can do that. But like your thoughts about this?
I think it was a solid B. It's a B. I'll give it a B plus. I think the beginning was just enough to be desired. And the last 3 just carried the pay-per-view up. I think we got one of the best women's just wrestling matches of all time with Sasha Bayley, and a great ladder match to end the show. So I'll give it a solid B plus.
Okay. Miss Sawyer, please take the floor.
I kind of feel the same way, like B plus, because the first hour just really dragged it down. Like if that, like those first pack of matches just were a little bit better, it could be an A. It could have. But I really enjoyed it. And it's like, honestly, it holds a really special place in my heart because it brought me back into wrestling. And brought me to my favorite wrestler ever. So it's just such an important pay-per-view for me. Like it means a lot to me. And one of my favorite women's wrestlers, obviously, as well, like Sasha Banks. Like, you know, I'm a part of the crew.
There we go. The Sasha crew. There we go. You're part of the Sasha crew. There we go. I love that. I don't know if I have a ranking here, but I do have a joke. So Rich King earlier said, you know, KO is the master of the power bombs, right? You said that, right, Rich King? He's the master, right? So would you say that he is the bomb? I'm so proud of myself. Thank you.
Mr. Cat, get him. Cut the wires.
Well, I do have one question for both of you guys, especially Shay. She's such a big Finn Balor fan as I am. I gotta cut you off. Y'all excluded me from this. Like I don't like Finn. I will not let you get a chance in because when you and your friend Mark Wynn's talking about
my friend,
getting dominated. We're not gonna do that. We're not doing the domination. He asked me. He's been dominated. He's been dominant in his career. Yes, but him getting dominated, we will not acknowledge that.
You know, thank you for your services. Just answer the damn question. What do you got?
So, like, when do y'all? I think it's been a long time since we've seen the Demon come back, right? When do you think, if he ever comes back, when will we get Demon Finn Balor?
I want to. Do you want to take the floor first here? I'm sorry. This is more a question for you. I'll take it after that, Miss Sawyer. Go ahead.
I really don't know. I really, at this point, like when, like I feel like they just. I don't know. I can't say what Triple H's mind is doing, but it's just like I don't know. He's lost the plot. Like he has completely lost the plot. Where he's not on a different chapter. He's not on a different page of the book. He's on a different book. It's a different book altogether from whatever book I'm in. I think the last time we saw him was it not WrestleMania with that match with that man who I will not speak on. I will not speak on that man.
You won't speak. You won't speak on that man. Who's going to be? They're having a tag match somewhere down the line. And
I'm so shocked.
you know, when do I think we get him back? I do think we get him back once he departs from the Judgment Day. I don't know, because the way this Judgment Day storyline has been going, I thought they were going to break up last year, and they're still together. Like, I find it amazing that they have been together for so long and found different avenues, because there's been times where I was just pretty much done with the group and said, like, I think we should all go to separate ways. But I think the group has been very successful for someone like Dominic Mysterio, and I feel like Liv has. I mean, I feel like Liv found her strive a lot more just being in Judgment Day. So obviously, this group has been a really great vehicle for a lot of individuals in this group. But my point is, I don't think it's when he's with the Judgment Day, when he separates. And I think the time that he hasn't been the Demon has been pretty good, because I think when you ask a question like that, there are people who do miss the Demon. And when he does come back out and he comes out with the classic or the retro Finn Balor theme, people are going to go crazy about that. When he came out at WrestleMania, people did like it. People were upset when he lost. I remember I remember watching that. We were in Chicago when we saw that, and I thought that was a weird. I thought that was weird. I was like, why did he come back just to lose? Like, I don't know. I thought that was weird. I thought that was a weird thing. I know everyone had their speculations about his loss, but I do think we get him back. But I don't know if it's this year or next year, because I don't know the way the Judgment Day is going. I mean, everyone talk about the Bloodline and the amount of chapters that they got. Like, has no one read the Book of the Judgment Day? I'm on chapter 8.
I think it just keeps getting postponed more because people keep getting injured, and it keeps like pushing it back.
Okay.
Like, I feel like we were on the road to breaking up, and then Liv got injured, like, and they had to take that little break when Rhea got injured. It's like a lot. It's just.
I didn't think about that. Okay. All right. That's an interesting point. I didn't even think about that. Okay. All right. And I mean, that's pretty much the show. I mean, this was a great conversation. I want to do more of this. I mean, this is a rare that I worked with both of you guys, so I felt like I was double teamed. I want to throw that out there. But this was such a great show. You lovely people, y'all so great. One, ShaySawyer, this is the first show that we've been able to do in a few weeks. I know we're going to have an audio podcast, but that should have come out before this video. But with that all said, ShaySawyer, why don't you tell people where they can find you if they want to talk about some wrestling, Love Island, the challenge? Where can they find you, madam?
I'm not talking about Love Island anymore. I'm
my bad.
choosing my mental health. I'm done. But you can find me at ShaySawyer here on Instagram. You can also find me at ShaySawyer _, on Twitter. It's Twitter. I'm not calling X. And you can find me on Twitch, Shariman, a bunch of different things. It depends on the day. And that's just ShaySawyer. Just ShaySawyer.
I love that. Just ShaySawyer. Rich Kings, I know you're not big on social media, but we still love to hear, where can people find you? Because people want to know, you come in here with the hard-hitting questions. You smartest guy in the room. Rich Kings, where can people find you? Tell me what I want to hear.
Right here on the Big Pop 3 podcast.
Woo! This guy's fantastic. I love this guy. And you can catch us here on Big Pop too, by the way. But on I'm sorry, was that Andre? I feel like that was the Andre Chase thing. That's very rude. I hate that man. Rich Kings, do you like Andre Chase?
It's a W. It's a W for win.
I liked when he got carried out on a stretcher.
See, this is going to be the clip that I share. I love that. Good job. You can follow me. Jesus. You can follow me on IG. Bad guy _Jack. I share pictures of my cat. I love my cat. He's a bad boy. He was on the table. That was rude. What?
He's not bad at all.
You haven't seen this cat in action. Okay. Okay. Thank you for that.
I feel like you're making it up.
You are such an animal lover, and I love that. That's so great. On Twitter, sometimes I retweet things. I wonder, what's my favorite Twitter, Rich Kings? This is a guy. It says, "Will Bret Hart forgive Bill Goldberg?" And he always starts the day off with no. I love that account so much. Please follow that account.
The dedication.
Me too. And both from the Twitter and Bret Hart. But You can follow us there. Because Beto is very dedicated on not liking that man.
I respect it.
What we got? We have a Gmail at the Big Pop Theory Podcast. So if you have any questions you want to shoot our way, please send it that way. We have an Instagram, the Big Pop Theory Podcast. We're also on Twitter as well, the Big Pop. It's there. So hit that like button, follow button. And we thank you guys for watching this. We hope you enjoyed this show. We're going to come back with some more retro stuff. We'll try to record it and upload it on a Tuesday. So if you're watching this, we say thank you. If you have any suggestions for a show that we should review, it doesn't even have to be a PLE. It doesn't even have to be WWE. It could be WCW. It could be something. I mean, hell, we'll even open my man right here, Rich Kings. He was not a fan of TNA, and he said he will do. Hey, look, he got a cat right there too. Show the cat. Come on, you can't do that to me. Oh, that's adorable. Now I'm jealous. He's not here. Whatever. He's old news anyway. But that's the show. We thank you guys, and let's put this up here so you guys know it's the video. Thank you guys for joining us for this NXT Brooklyn, New York retrospect review, and we'll catch you for the next show.